All right, let's talk about one of the most important decisions you can make as an architect. We're talking about choosing the right database foundation on Azure. If you get this right, your application is built on solid rock. But if you get it wrong, well, you're going to be patching cracks in the foundation for years to come. So let's dive in and get this right.
We've all been there, right? You're staring at that blank whiteboard, you've got the new project brief in hand, and then comes that one fundamental question. On a platform like Azure, you've got what feels like a universe of options, and the choice you make right here at the very beginning is going to define everything that comes after. Performance, scale, even the features you can dream of building.
Honestly, the sheer number of choices can be totally overwhelming, but it really doesn't have to be. The secret isn't about memorizing every single detail of every database out there. No way. It's about understanding the core philosophies behind them. So we're going to cut through all that noise and build a simple but really powerful mental model for making the right call every single time. Pretty much every database decision you'll ever make starts right here. And this isn't just a technical choice, it's almost a philosophical one. Are you building a highly structured, predictable skyscraper, or are you building a flexible, sprawling campus that needs to grow in any direction? Your answer is going to lead you down one of two very different paths.
And here it is, the core trade-off in a nutshell. On one side, you've got your relational databases. Think SQL. These are like the meticulously engineered blueprints for a bank vault. Everything has a specific place, all the relationships are strictly defined, and consistency is absolutely king. Then on the other side, you have NoSQL. This is the foundation for, say, a global logistics network. It's built for massive scale, for flexibility, and for handling all kinds of different data from all over the world.
Now, the big promise of that relational world is all summed up in one powerful acronym, ACID. This is a guarantee that a transaction, like say moving money from your checking to your savings account, either happens completely and perfectly or it doesn't happen at all. There is zero in between. It's the absolute gold standard for reliability, and it's why these databases power the entire world's financial systems. In contrast, the NoSQL world often plays by a different set of rules, a principle called base. And this philosophy makes a very deliberate trade-off. It prioritizes keeping the system up and running, always available, always responsive, even if it means that some data across the globe might be, for a split second, a little out of sync. This idea of eventual consistency is exactly what allows a social media post to go viral and be seen by millions of people almost instantly. Okay, so enough with the theory. Let's make this real. How does this stuff actually apply in the wild? We're going to jump into our first scenario, which tackles a really classic business problem. Just picture it. Your company needs a brand new internal app. It's going to manage employee records, handle payroll, benefits, the whole shebang. It's a super standard but absolutely critical system that just has to be right 100% of the time. No excuses. So what do we really need here? Let's break it down. First, you need absolute strict consistency. You can't have payroll numbers being just a little bit off, right? Second, you're going to need to run complex reports, joining data from all sorts of different tables. And finally, every single transaction, like a salary update, has to be completely and totally reliable. The answer here is, well, it's crystal clear. You don't take chances with this stuff. You go with the proven ACID-compliant workhorse. Something like Azure SQL Database or a managed instance gives you that rock-solid relational foundation where you can sleep at night because your data integrity is guaranteed. It is absolutely the right tool for this job. All right, let's just flip the script completely. We're going from that stable internal system to something with massive global ambition. The rules of the game are about to change in a big way.
Now, you're building the next big thing, an app that needs to serve users everywhere, from Tokyo to Toronto, and you need millisecond response times. Think user profiles, endless product catalogs, real-time shopping carts, all of it changing constantly.
Just look at these requirements. They're a whole different animal. You need to read and write data from literally anywhere on the planet, and it has to be crazy fast. Your data structure, it's going to change all the time as you add new features. And your app absolutely positively cannot go down. Availability is everything. This scenario is where you need a totally different kind of foundation. This is what Azure Cosmos DB was born for. It's a multi-model NoSQL database that was designed from the ground up for global distribution. It just eats massive scale and flexible data for breakfast, and with just the click of a button, you can replicate your data to any Azure region in the world. It's pretty amazing. But what if your problem doesn't fit perfectly into one of those two boxes? Well, any great architect knows it's not just about having a hammer and a saw. You also need a whole toolkit of specialized tools for specific jobs. So, what happens when your team already has deep expertise in an open source database like PostgreSQL? Or maybe you're just lifting and shifting an existing app to the cloud. You want all the benefits of a managed service, but you really don't want to rewrite all your code. This is a pretty straightforward choice. Azure gives you fully managed versions of these incredibly popular open-source relational databases. You get the community engine that you and your team already know and love, but with all the awesome platform benefits like automated backups, patching, and scaling. It's the best of both worlds. Okay, let's talk about something every user cares about: speed. Your main database might be doing all the heavy lifting, but maybe users are complaining that pages are slow to load. You need a way to serve up that frequently accessed data in the blink of an eye without hammering your primary database every single time. The answer is a dedicated caching layer. And for that, Azure Cache for Redis is your go-to. It's an in-memory data store that basically acts as a super high-speed buffer right in front of your database. It's perfect for things like session state, gaming leaderboards, or just making your application feel incredibly snappy and responsive. So, we've covered the big philosophies, we've walked through a couple of key scenarios, and we've looked at the special tools. Now, let's bring it all together into a simple, actionable playbook that you can start using on your very next project. This slide right here, this is your cheat sheet, your mental shortcut. When you hear the words transactional integrity, your brain should immediately go to Azure SQL. Think of a financial ledger. When the challenge is global scale, think Cosmos DB, like a massive e-commerce app. For open source, you've got your managed PostgreSQL and MySQL for that easy lift and shift. And when you just need pure, unadulterated speed, think Azure Cache for Redis for a session store. See? This is the mental model. It simplifies everything by focusing on the main job that needs to be done. So, you've laid the foundation. You made your choice. But let's be honest, the job of an architect is never really done. The question isn't just what works for us right now, it's what's going to withstand the test of time. What about the future? Choosing the right database is that critical first step, for sure. But architecting for change, now that's the real game. Thanks for listening.